Right, welcome to this terrain tutorial. We've got an industrial setup here in the desert. As per usual, I'm going to guide you through the process of how you can set up your own game of Warhammer 40,000 to look just like this board here. So I'll include as many links as I can in the video description below, and you're welcome to copy this entire setup, or you can take elements from it, whatever you want to do. So first up is this desert battle mat. It's from Gamemat.eu. This one is 60 by 44 inches in size, so the correct size for your regular games of 10th edition 40k. It's from the neoprene, the mouse mat material, so the rubbery surface here. And we just actually use upside down battle mats for this edge, which just gives you a nice black trim for your board. And then the design printed on top, so just showing you some of the details, some paved sort of areas running through this, some ruins that can be seen. And then some cracked ground as well. So there's areas of interest on this desert mat. That gives you a foundation here. So we've got ourselves a nice parched ground, desert, sand, and then some cracked ground across here. So it gives you sort of the foundational colours that you need and sets a nice theme for this board. And it's a case of putting your terrain on top. So most of this board is filled out with one set. It's the industrial terrain set from Gamemat.eu. You get 4 of these large containers, which are a fair bit bigger than the Unitron containers that Games Workshop produce. You get 4 of those, and they're great. You can arrange them in different ways. You can stack them, connect them, and so on. You also get 4 of these, which I've put 2 next to each other. There's 2 more across here as well. There's the other 2 larger containers across the other side. You get that large building across over there as well, as all part of that set. They also give you some of these pipes here, which come in 3s, but you can stack them to make them bigger, like so. I think it also comes with some boxes. I haven't used them here. I've painted them up in a different color scheme for another terrain setup, but you get some containers, some crates with that set as well. It's quite a big set. It's one of my favorite sets from Gamemat.eu. So again, I'll put links to that in the video description below. There is one other piece. It's an individual piece. It's called the warp portal. It's a great focal feature for a table. So it's this piece across here. Nicely going into the center of the board. We'll use that as a piece of obscuring terrain. And then really just to complement that is the AdMech terrain from Games Workshop. So this piece here, smaller bridge piece, larger structure across there, and just getting it to run across the board just to help fill out the table. Now this terrain comes in this kind of color scheme, and then I've color corrected and changed it around just to go for a desert theme. It's a very quick process. What I'll do is I'll leave a link in the video description below. I've actually made a video on this one of how to color change the industrial terrain set into a desert color scheme. So that's all covered in that video. So I'll show you things like the chipping sponge effects that you can do here, which is very, very fast. There's very little brush work involved. The washes and the spraying and so on, just to get a very quick result on that terrain. I've got a nice desert theme now, which they're matching nicely with the board. So that's a tutorial. It's a short one. I'll just guide you through that process. Then really that fills out the board nicely. After that comes just finishing touches. So we have the walkways, massive fan of these. Great for spanning. Like for example, if you put some models on top here, that's okay. But when you get a walkway, you now create a whole area where models can go. Add the posters as well. Same process, same materials. I'll leave a link for that in the video description as well. It's a tutorial that guides you through how to scratch build these. Same materials, same process there. And in that same video, I'll talk about the chain link fences, which again is the same materials and build process with them. And you can see the walkway's been put to use, just spanning these gaps. And they leave nice gaps here, so tanks can drive underneath. And you're still keeping that second level. I've been able to continue that second level all the way around here, connecting it to the AdMech terrain, walkway across there, and then on top of the warp portal as well. So we've got a nice upper level here for this game, which really adds a brilliant dynamic to your games. The walkway is a great way of achieving that. So, and again, just spanning a gap across here, it's like a squad could sit up there and fire across and so on. So walkways tutorial in the video description below. Dotted around is some accessories. These are all Games Workshop accessories here, just finishing touches, just trying a bit of personality to the board, and then trying to bridge the gap between the 3D and the flat nature of the mat. Is first up is lichen, so you can get desert colors, so some oranges and bone color lichen. You can find it on eBay. model railway shops will have it. And it's just a small bag, just small clumps, not too much foliage on this because it's the desert, but just a few patches, just breaks up the board quite nicely. And then the final finishing touch is these stones. So real stones, not sieved, they've been taken from a beach, and I've actually put them in a tray and then taken the same sprays that I've used for the terrain and actually sprayed the stones with those colours. So some bone colour, some browns, just spraying them up, and I've got myself some desert themed stones and just clusters around. And it just bridges that gap, so you've got the 3D, the 2D, and then the stones and the lichen just in between, just to harmonise, just to merge the whole thing together nicely. Not neat piles, just random natural looking piles. In amongst them I've thrown little pieces like spare guns and so on, just to really give that 40k theme to the board. So that's pretty much it. You're welcome to go full on detail like I've done here, or you can take elements from this. Encourage you to try and get your terrain to match in with your mat, so you can create a harmonious theme across your board. It really does look good when you do that, and it makes your armies stand out more as well, because you've got like a certain colour scheme for the board, and then the armies can be contrasting colours to that, and it can just give you a good atmospheric table to play your games on. That's it, quite straightforward for describing this table, but there's just some key elements that I'll split off into the tutorial videos to guide you through each of the elements that make up this board. So looking forward to playing some games across this one. Keep a lookout for more tutorials on the channel, and as per usual, I'll fade out with some atmospheric music here as we fight across this desert industrial board. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time.